Hi there everyone, this is a video in which I'll show you how to build a 9-inch drone. Let's get started. First of all, you need a frame. Unpack it. It's a Chinese carbon fiber 9-inch frame. Very basic and fun and pretty cheap. You need this and this. Now, also we do need this as well. So let's unpack this piece of stuff for camera. Two types of screws here. This and it's for our top. We will use them when we'll screw our top to our frame. Collected our garbage. You need to choose the correct side because it has two sides and you need to choose a proper one. For your drone to stay apart. Stay in the part. Okay. Longer one go here and shorter. From this side. Now we're looking on the bottom and hold them placing our arms and screw them together. 4 engines, and unpack them first. So, for the porter, I guess. Here we are sorting our garbage, so boxes of paper are going to the separate trash. And we unpack our screws. We don't need this for now. And let's place our engines. Now we need to fix our wires in place. Our drum needs to look beautiful, and also it's very important to keep our wires from our propellers. And they need to be tight, and also you need to order them. And when I set up the rotation direction in each configurator, I just know the basic scheme for this controller. I need to change rotation of first and third one for this controller, for them to rotate to inside, front inside and rear inside. And if I place all contacts straight, then I can not check another time if they are rotating in its direction I want them to rotate. I always check, but I can build 50 drones without checking and know then they will still rotate in correct direction. And now we can take our PC controller or engine controller and put it in its place. As you see, first engine is and here we have one mark. If we will change our placing like this, the engines will be misunderstood and your drone can flip over. And you probably not want your drone to flip over because it's dangerous and unpleasant situation. Connect our wire. Now we can prepare our pads with the flags. Two wire. Wake up. I twist two soldering two pieces of lead wire together because it's not thick enough and it's faster to solder like this, but it just looks like this in basic position. And now we can place our main input wire. Always check plus and minus ground if it's correct. And we need our capacitor. Here it is. Band legs cut with tweezers and the tweezers, and place it here too. Must be one big solid piece of lead. To make the contact nice and safe, because that's a big current running here. Now, the next step I like to do about the garbage, not to make trash and mess on my board, my table. Need to replace my tweezers because they are old now. My wires and just slightly connect them to the pads, and then I cut them cutters, wire cutters, like we do. But why I did that, I don't know. Forgive me for my English. It's hard to me to work and comment what I'm doing. I'm doing it for English, as Ukrainian is my first language, native. Okay, and now I hold it in my tweezers and place them in final position. I want the wire to touch the pads as much as I can. You probably, when you're soldering, you don't want to keep it hot too long, because when you keep it hot, the lid is burning and it will not look nice. It became gray and unpleasant looking, and it will be not as good soldered as well. We are repeating it from the other side the same way. Just place them, cut, and leave just as much wire as we need to solder. However, it is flux a little bit. Take a little fresh lid and easily place them to the place they are gonna stay, and then we'll come again and place them finally a little bit later. 1, 2, 3. Place the pads. Okay. Give it some flux. Clean soldering tip and fix a little bit. Try to do it fast, as I said, because it is burning. And final placing. Nice. Okay. And we are having result. I can change here if I want to be perfect. What you probably want to see, that your contacts are good wired, and also you want to see a space between them, so you know they are not short in between. So now you can put it aside and take our flight controller, and now we are soldering it. We prepare our pads too, and we do it from the bottom. This is Ukrainian flight controller Velichina, and what I like, that all the pads have a duplicate of on the top and from the bottom. I like to solder everything from the bottom, because you can, when you have wires from the top, you can damage them with your strap. so it's a little bit safer. Now we can move it closer and prepare our pads. Every flight controller has its own configs, so there's no big sense to show you how to solder this one. Just in general, you need to remember when you are dealing with UART, like on ELRS model, you need to always connect RX to TX contacts. That's how it works in general. But what about connection to the flight controller? Your own controller can be connected in another way. And also, if you want to connect something else like GPS model or LiDAR, you will reconfigure it in your own way. Also, you might want to use zeros and stuff like that. Now I take the antenna, clip it, and so I can connect it to our flight controller. Also, I don't need my wire to be that long, so I cut it somewhere like this. And I can wire it now. All right. Now we need our camera and video transmitter. We have our camera. We put the papers in separate can, as I said. We can mount our camera to the frame. We can do it now, we can do it in the end. Doesn't matter too much. In my situation, I need to put it on this one because it's a little bit closer to the flight controller and my wire is not too long, and if I place it here it will be not stretched too much because I don't want it to be too tight. Okay, I can also cut these contacts because I don't personally use them, but I will leave them if someone wants to use them later, not to change connector, because if I'll cut them, no one can use them anymore. I didn't supposed to connect it now, but while I was talking and not thinking what I'm doing, I did it, but it's not such a big problem. So okay, it will be connected in this stack. As I said before, the faster you can do it, the better, because solder, and when you solder lead, you don't want to burn it. And now I need my video transmitter, video TX, and I have this beautiful one. This into trash because I don't need it. Unpack this and I connect the pigtail. Be very careful when you do it. You don't want to bend the pigtail too much, and you also it's very often when people break these connectors because it's very tender part of the drone usually. Now I cut this side because this connector doesn't have female socket there, but I can easily solder it and it will be even more stable connection. Clean the soldering tip and wire it to its places. As I said, I remember where I have to solder them. If you happen to use the same Hallucina stack or just a flight controller, connectors are going like this: red, yellow, black, red, yellow, black, white. White is for connecting smart audio or jump, I guess, I don't remember, need to check it later. And this is the video signal, this is the video signal from the camera, this is the video signal from the stack, and VC or our plus connectors here, and TLRS, RXTX, and power delivery. Okay, now I can put everything together in our drone, like this. Connect our stacks very carefully with the connectors. Some manufacturers like SpeedyB giving extra glue here, you not to break them, and you also need to check if the orientation is like it's gonna be, because you can break the pins inside and you don't want to do it as well. Okay, now we check if we are doing well here. We leave the here, and you also need to know the hot side and the cold side of your antenna. I know how it's placed here, so but you need to check it on your antenna before placing it. In older drones we use placing of antenna here, but now we are moving it to our arm. And the most hard part is to connect our receiver and not to bend our quad pigtail too much, because it will fail the signal and you can break it, what's even worse, and you will not have any signal at all, and when your antenna is not connected you will burn receiver and it stopped working at all, and even if you will repair pigtail, it will be broken and damaged because of overheating. So you need to be very careful when you place it. I use our custom 3D print, which is made just yesterday for I don't like what I'm doing. Do it this way. If you are feeling that you are pushing it somewhere too hard, just stop and try to think how to do it the other way, because it's very important to make everything without bending too much and pushing too much. It's important. Now I need 2 screws. So it will be fixed tight when you place your antenna. And the other side. Something is happening there. The 3D print is not clean enough. Okay. Some trash. Try again. Let's try again. Don't want this video to be too long, but making some slight mistakes. By the way, not too much, but okay. And now we need to fix the position of our video TX. I can do it by 2 screws because it's not perfectly fitting by holes manufacturer make, but I still happy with 2 screws. I can place here because it's pretty sitting there now, and I just fixing it on my time. As you see, it's not going anywhere because it's sitting in between the wires, the 3D print. And now when I'm happy with all this configuration, I put in the final screws. Somewhere is my another screw. Sorry for my English again. I will apologize often, but doing it the way I can. It will be better with the time, but just for now, it's what it is. And I'm placing our camera, and it's sitting perfect. It's perfect, not too short, and I'm happy with the situation I have here. Now I start from rear one. If you're using this particular frame from this manufacturer like you need to remember that top screws are lower quality than other one, and it's very easy to break a head. So try to use lower speeds and not to try push so hard, too hard, because they are breaking very easy. So as you see, I am closing it lower speeds, not to break. But it's going okay. In this frame, it's pretty tight from the bottom, so it's not too big roll of top case here. But I think it's softer in the vibrations you have, even if you're not too pushing too tight here. You need to, when you build a drone, you need to check this once again. I'll do that later for this video, but just for now, you can tell the drone is ready. You can see how it looks closer. You can see all the wires from inside. They are not going to props in any way. You can see that antenna is not too close to the wires. It has its own space. The pigtail is not bending too much. I'm not very happy with situation like this, but it still is pleasant in this position. The other side of the drone, and as I told you before, we can see our contacts wired from the bottom. You can see them here, but from the top you have a clean pads, so when you will place your battery, it will not cut or broke these wires, and so it's pretty okay. You can just put your rubber here, but I do it only when I programming the drone, and when it's in its place, I know the drone is going to fly. So it's all for now, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.